Good morning, guys. It's currently 6:33, and I'm getting ready for 7 a.m. weights. And I'm doing a part 2 in the day of my life as a student athlete during COVID. So I have lifting at 7, conditioning at 8. After that, I'm not doing anything until about 12, which is study hall, and that ends at 1:30. After that, I don't have anything until practice tonight at 6:10. So y'all will be following me along today again. I hope you enjoy this video just as much as the last one. All right, let's go. Guys, we're about to start conditioning. These are my teammates.
Mine's gonna make my room smell bad, yeah.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed following me yesterday. Today is now Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. I didn't have enough time to make the video. I got out of practice close to 7, came back, did some work, laid down, ate. I was just exhausted yesterday. Today is Thursday, obviously, and I lifted this morning and I have practice later, so I'm kind of rejuvenated right now. So I'm really glad y'all got to follow me as my day got busier yesterday. It seems like before I had all the time in the world, and now I'm struggling to find a minute to breathe. But I asked her this, and I'm so grateful to be in this situation. Okay, so if you read my latest blog post, you'd see I talked about mental health, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Shout out to the Tatas. And it's also Mental Health Awareness Month, which is something that needs to be talked about. So sorry, not sorry. This video is not going to be as peppy and cheery as my last. I only made 2 videos, so 2 videos have been. But mental health within the athletic community is something that needs to be talked about and addressed, and why not address them on here? So I'm not going to lie to you guys, my heart is kind of heavy today. There's a lot on my mind. Hopefully you read my post about mental health. If you didn't, after this video, please go watch it. But earlier this week, I want to say it was on Monday, but I'm not completely 100% sure. There was an Instagram post from K2 Volleyball Club, which is in Tennessee, and it was a post about one of their players named Elise who had taken her own life. And losing an athlete in general, or a player in general, is just very heartbreaking, but to know that they took their own life is devastating, and there's no words to describe the feeling that her teammates have, her parents have, and her coaches have. So you had a lot of volleyball players posting about it, sending their prayers, condolences, all of that, and that was part of the reason I wrote my blog, Tuesday, on mental health. So fast forward to this morning, I get back from weights, laying in my bed, look on Instagram, only to see that another volleyball player had taken her life. She was 13 years old. Her name was London Bruns. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. And she played for Excel Volleyball Club in Washington. And I was devastated to read that post. It took a toll on me. It really did. And not trying to put this all on me, but I would like to think if I felt this way, another volleyball player felt this way, and another did. I didn't even know either of these girls, but I know they play volleyball. And I know volleyball girls and the volleyball community as a whole, we're a tight-knit, and we kind of root for each other from afar, and we cry for each other from afar. So that's just how I think the volleyball community is. 2 sweet young souls were lost this week. That just shows us we have to do better for our athletes. And as athletes, we have to do better for each other, our teammates, other athletes. We just have to do better overall. Before we're athletes, we are people. I don't think a lot of people understand that. I know a lot of people see us as the sport we play, but we're a lot more than that. I like to think of athletes as kind of a different breed, because on top of the stresses, good or bad, of the sport we're playing, we also have the stresses of being a teenager, a normal kid, or a college kid, if that makes sense. Now, granted, we did ask for this life. We asked for this lifestyle, we asked for the grind, we asked for all of it. But we did not ask for our lives to be taken because of being overwhelmed or stressed, worried about our performance all the time, and just not having the right resources to reach out to somebody, or feeling like you can't reach out to somebody. If you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat, hopefully you saw my post kind of about all of this. But if you didn't, I'm going to read it for you now. I said, "To my volleyball girls, please check in on each other. Check on former and current teammates. They all matter. People are important, and we need to start acting like it. Mental health within the athletic community isn't talked about enough. If you need help, please reach out. You are so loved and needed by so many people. You have a community of teammates and coaches who will help you through it." And I know being an athlete, you get so caught up in everything and being with your teammates that all you see them as is your teammates or a fellow athlete. But like I said, we are more than that. I'm guilty of it too, because sometimes I see somebody, oh, that's my teammate right there. Like, we need to check on each other, because you don't know what anybody is going through. And I'm sure none of, their teammates, both Elise and London, didn't think there was anything wrong with them, or they were feeling that way that they did, And to coaches, this is what I wrote. It was within the same post, but I just had to say something after the "to my volleyball girls" part. To our coaches, please check on your players. We're more than just athletes. The same energy that's poured into us while competing needs to be the same energy we get when we aren't doing so great and reach out for help. To coaches who may be watching this, and to players who may be watching this, whether you would like to believe it or not, coaches are a part of our lives. Especially if you play club volleyball or AAU basketball, I'm pretty sure football. I know we're at least with our coaches 3 times a week. That's at the minimum. Let's say we have a tournament that weekend. It could be 5 out of the 7 days of the week, 6 out of the 7 days a week that we're with a coach. So I'd like to think coaches are kind of, with us enough to try to get to know us as people, So coaches, just check up on your girl sometimes, whether it's a, "Hey, how you doing?" or just "Hey, you look like you're having a bad day. Talk to me. What's wrong?" Just hearing that from a coach just makes, I know, us as athletes feel cared about on a level that's not us as an athlete, We feel like actual people then, and we're cared about as actual people. Back to my volleyball players, or really any athletes who are watching this. We have to do better for each other. We have to. We need to check up on each other more. We need to make sure we're okay, mentally, physically, all of that, because you're around your teammates a lot, especially if you're in college. You're around them all the time, and we just have to be better for each other, guys. So text, snap, DM that former teammate you haven't talked to in years, that JV girl that looked up to you who's still in high school right now. See how she's doing. See how your own teammate right now is doing. Stuff like that can go so far that you don't even know. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. As I said earlier, London and Elise were lives that were lost way too soon. And I really hate that this had to happen. I hate it. But I hope and pray that this is a wake-up call for the athletic community. If not athletic, then volleyball community. To my girls, to my ladies, check up on each other. Check on your teammates. Check on that softball player you don't know. Check on that teammate you had 3 years ago who you thought was funny, but y'all don't talk anymore. Check on each other. And also, make sure you're okay. And if you need help, please do not be afraid to ask. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. And please, please, please take care of yourselves, okay? All right, Lolly out.